Hello, lovely listeners, and good morning, Kim.
Good morning, everyone. It's Jill and Kim with one harmonic whole on a Friday.
Yeah.
Today's message is, how do you know that your body's healing? Is there a certain thing that happens? How do you really know that what you're doing is working? I don't know,
What
it's
are
making
the
a difference.
signs of self-healing?
Yeah.
What are the signs?
We're talking about sometimes what has happened it's been a while since it happened to me, but it's happened to Jill and some other clients I know, that their body will start shaking. Like, it's like the chills, but can be more intensive than just like I'm cold chills. And the other thing is, you're not cold. You don't feel cold, but it's like your body starts to shake.
Yeah, it's a
And
very distinct experience too. If when it happens, you haven't experienced it. You don't have anything necessarily to correlate it to, in that no one has been like, oh, this is what this means when this happens, because people really just didn't teach it. So when it
yeah,
occurs, you might kind of be like, what is this? And probably, possibly kick into some fear, because your body's, like this automatic release, right? So it's like it's happening on its own, and that can scare people too, where they're like, what's
yes,
happening?
yep. You're standing there and all of a sudden just start shaking. After you might have been doing some breath work prior to that.
Hmm.
Um, you might have just been meditating, or you might have just been all of a sudden, say, sitting in a tub or even in a shower.
Yep.
All of a sudden, you just start shaking. That's your nervous system resetting. It's like a reboot button that's happening.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Um, what are some other ways that we know that our body's in a healing mode? Um, I'm going to pick on this. Along the lines with the tingles or the shivers, it's more like the body can, the area that you're focused on. So say I'm going to pick on you, Jill, bumped your head.
Oh, yeah.
Say you bumped your head, and our hands are very, very healing. Our bodies naturally know how to heal. So what do we do when we bump something? We normally try to put our hand over that area, and
Yeah.
it's like we think that we're protecting it. In reality, when you stop and you actually imagine your hands over it and your hands sending healing light, healing love, just sending a calm, peaceful energy, that sent the intensity of the bump on the head can always get a little bit worse, and then all of a sudden it goes down
Hmm.
because you release the emotional component to it. So then it's just the physical body saying, oh, I don't have to stress over this. This is not a fear thing. This is not bad for me. Like, okay, we can just do our job now. Thank you. But
Yeah.
sometimes it can get a little intense before it tapers down.
Yeah.
So that,
These are like or like you bump your knee and you do instantly go to hold it. And it's
yeah,
just so interesting how on the energy and emotional and mental level of our bodies, we do get these instant reactions that are clues as to how we're healing and self-healing, and also what we can do to encourage it more. Like if you bumped your knee, like you said, hold your knee for a little bit and do the process Kim just described. Now, if you have a knee problem and you end up, say, with knee surgery, now we're on the
yeah,
physical level, right? Here's what's fascinating about the physical level. If you had the knee surgery, really all you have to do for the physical thing is follow your instructions. Here are the
yeah,
exercises, and the physical will take care of it, but the other levels of your being, of your body, of healing, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the energetic, we have to participate in that. We have to put our hand there and decide to keep it there and decide to intend what you were talking about, Kim, right? It's like it's more
yep,
participatory. We have to be more involved in it.
we
And I
do.
think we're getting these clues that there's healing and self-healing going on, but we're not always trained to recognize them, or in a mindset to recognize them if we are trained. We're like, I got to keep going. Well, maybe you got to stop and give a little time frame, time and energy to that self-care, that self-healing.
Oh, okay. Got another idea they're giving us.
Yeah.
Sometimes when your body's in a healing mode, you may want to shift up how you're eating. All of a sudden, you're like, I have weird food cravings, or all of a sudden I want to eat a lot of pickles. I'm picking on like pregnant people here. Stereotype. Pregnant people love pickles. Not all pregnant people love pickles. But it's like they're saying like when you are just more in intuitive healing mode, you're going to get drawn to those things that will actually serve you. So you might need a pickle because the pickle might have some sort of nutrient that your body's looking for to help create the balance. Doesn't mean you need to like buy a huge jug of pickles or anything like that. It's more, okay, intuitively you're getting drawn towards that. Or you're like, man, I really think I should like eat this. And then somebody tries to talk you out of it. Feel like, don't let them talk you out of it. If you think you should eat something in that moment, and I'm going to give you permission at this point, if all of a sudden chocolate comes to you. I'm going to say dark chocolate is actually very healing for you.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So reach for that dark chocolate and have a piece because your body's actually looking for that, not looking for the fake chocolate.
Exactly. It's these are all like there's like kind of endless signs. I don't want people to get overwhelmed, but that there really are endless signs of our healing and self-healing. Some of them are more pronounced, like if you get that tingle shake that we started with is pretty unmistakable. A food craving is a little more subtle. I had about candy, not a dark chocolate craving. This was years ago. I was dealing with some I'd had virus stuff and I was quite sick. And coming out of that, Kim, it was so weird. Like my body wanted sugar so much so that I literally could not have sugar. And I remember must have been like time of year must have been around November or December because we had candy bars in the house, leftovers from Halloween. And we had full-size ones, candy bars that year. And I remember I don't remember if it was 2 or 3. It was a lot. I had never in my life eaten like that amount of. And it was, I had no idea why. It was exactly what I needed. I wasn't sure if it was helpful or not in my healing journey, if you will. But all I knew is like my body was intensely craving just straight up sugar. Like massive quantities of sugar. And if it would have kept happening, I would have gone and, either done some research or asked them or sought out help. And it just was a one-off moment. And so given that it was one-off, I just was like, all right, we'll just chalk that up to a mysterious moment because it was what it was. But I share that just because sometimes this stuff too is a little, if we judge it by societal standards, is it healthy? And are you healing if you're eating loads of refined sugar?
Right. Yep.
Generally speaking, probably not. But the body is highly mysterious. I would suspect there may be times when someone needs some sugar. I suspect in retrospect on mine specifically, it was more the virus stuff. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. Yep. But it really does come down to, when you are healing and you're actually just listening to how your body's speaking to you, whether that's through a chill, whether that's through all of a sudden you get pulled to holding your hand and you're like, I don't even know why I'm holding my hand, but I feel like I need to hold this wrist for a while. Yeah. Go with it. Don't judge it. It's doing some sort of healing.
Yep. Or you find yourself rubbing, the side of your neck a lot and it's not because the muscle's tight. I found myself I would intuitively touch like the sinus spots, what would you call them, acupressure points on my face. I didn't know when I did that. And then I discovered later on, I was like, oh my God, that's the sinus spot. Of course, when I kind of had some like tension there, I was pushing on the spot and I didn't know. My hand just automatically went there. And like, wow. So there are definitely self-healing signs and healing signs, from subtle to unmistakable.
Yep. And now I'm getting chills. Yep. It's very, the other sign too. This one's different, but I tend to yawn. And so if all of a sudden you recognize yourself, it's not, you wouldn't be normally tired. Okay. There's a difference. If all of a sudden you just start yawning, that's a sign that your body's moving energy around. There's some sort of healing effect that's happening, so it's helping to release any tension in the area, helps balance the nervous system out. I've had people, other healers that I know, they burp when things are moving. All of a sudden they just burp. I've had people fart.
Yeah.
It's very interesting how the body will move it through. So it's not always these chills. It's like pay attention to your body. Like, what's it doing when it's moving the energy? What do you get the feel on? What's it speaking to you?
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes healing, like you said too, is more intensive. Sometimes it's more subtle. I had one where it's like working on a project, lots of, you're expending lots of mental energy, and all of a sudden you just can't focus anymore. Like you run out of gas in that moment for that particular project. Well, It's funny because when that happened recently, what was going on is my body was getting my attention going, we need to get up. We need to move. Didn't matter what I did. My body was just like, I'm done sitting here. And it was the healing moment there was to get more into balance with what my body needed, the mental expenditure, the emotional, and it was so like, it's just like my body stole the focus from my mind. Like, nope, no more.
Yep.
Oh yeah, pay attention. It's Friday, so we get to go into the weekend with this and pay attention to those self-healing signs.
Yep.
Big and small.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you, everyone.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We have a request we need to be making more often, Kim, and asking people to comment, like, share, whatever you can with the podcast. We know the algorithms. They rate it. They love reviews. Any of that stuff, we'd appreciate it. Love if you could do that for us.
Yes, please, and thank you.
Yes. All right. Have a great weekend. And until next time.